Hey YouTube, Kiraqualia here, bringing you guys my Cardfight Vanguard market price watch for January 2018. Been a little while since I last did an update to this series. Wanted to bring you guys a new video with the release of the Awakening Zoo this weekend for sneak preview. We got a lot of different prices for cards, including stuff to watch out for from this set. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Start off, we'll go ahead and look at the Awakening Zoo set. We have our most expensive card being the Zeroth Dragon, of course, since it's one of the most hardest cards to pull in the set. I think the average ratio for Zoas with the set is 2 Zoas per case, so pretty difficult odds there. It's actually sitting at a much more I would say, normal price than Megiddo and Drachma were. I think mostly because I don't remember the exact ratios for Megiddo and Drachma, if they were 1 each per case, meaning, you still get 2, but 1 of each. But the fact that the Zoa ratios up probably affects that price a little. I know the other ones were triple digits before sneak preview, so that might affect it a bit. Also, use in specific decks might also, since you can only use this one in Great Nature, Mega Colony, and Neo Nectar, which are kind of not as popular, but still very good decks compared to the red and blue ones. Just basing it off of what people want to build. And you can see other prices will slowly become available for the other cards, including the Gen Rares. I know that the blue Asha will probably be up there as well as the trend with her grade 3 units, and a lot of the stuff for the Asha deck as a whole. Price-wise, so definitely look out for that as a triple rare. As for the other ones, Great Nature's Support and Mega Colony, if you're looking to build the deck, it's a great start because we are getting reprints of the Stride Fodder, the crits, basically everything you need to pretty much be ready for the deck. So definitely a good sneak, and very excited for it, for all 3 of the decks especially. Moving on to individual cards, Star Vader Chaos Breaker Crisis, very needed card for the Star Vader Chaos Breaker deck. It's your main grade 3 that you run, works with Stride, so you can see this card being this price just because it's so difficult to pull. I think there are 5 or 6 different triple rares from this set alone. You're not guaranteed to pull this from a box, making it that much difficult to get a hold of these. So I don't really see this card even adjusting in its price because we're getting more support in the Stargate pack next month as well, which will just make this and many other Link Joker cards go up in price like crazy. Speaking of which, Darkness That Lights Up Demise, Lacus Carina. This card, $26 for a fighter collection G-Guard. It is probably the highest I've seen a G-Guard from that set B. If you got these when they were, single digits, it's a very good investment on your part. Get rid of them if you're looking to get rid of a lot of your Link Joker stuff. Definitely do that now before the next set, because these are some pretty big hype prices for sure for all basic Stargate support, including Dimax. With the new Dimensional Robo support that we're receiving, we're getting a lot of stuff that you can make the deck from scratch from the Stargate booster pack alone, with the new grade 3, Perfect Guard, all that. The one thing that's going to remain value, though, for the deck are going to be the strides. Stuff that, definitely you'll still use, including this, Die Earth, Die Lion, all of them will probably retain value because you'll need these cards for your G-Zone for the deck. So this card especially, very, very good for the deck. Its value is crazy, especially since definitely recommended to run 4 of. So if you want them, grab them now. They'll probably only shoot up after the deck goes public and released, just with that many more people wanting to build it. And another card I talked about a couple months earlier on my market price was Bravest Rush Grand Gallop. Now this card was in the $9 range, now up to $35 for the cheapest one. Quite insane. People really do love that Dimensional Robo support, along with the Link Joker support, but hype is a crazy thing in this game. But this card, we're getting another Grand Gallop, but this one still makes amazing backup because of the rearguard effects. So people are going to run this and the new 13K one as well. That price increase is crazy, especially since We Are Trinity Dragon, I don't think, is no longer in official print. So a lot of that stuff from that booster pack is difficult to grab as well. Going back to some stuff from set 13, we have Johannes for Aqua. This card, I actually remember seeing this card in the dollar range, like it's G rares still doing, but it's actually a pretty good G-Guard 2 run in the deck. It helps to speed up going into Megiddo because you unflip for this card as well. If your stride that you go into doesn't unflip, this card will do it for you, and you'll be all set for your 3 face-up for Megiddo. Plus that resist effect with the shield is very good as well. And I think a lot of the cards in the Fighters collection will slowly go up in price because that pack is much difficult to find now as well, and people want these good unflipped G-Guards for their decks. Another card from the Link Joker pack, we have Death Star Vader Chaos Universe. This is actually the reprinted version, alternate art. Another staple card for the deck. An easier way to get it for sure, but still up there because so many people want it. We're looking at, $17 to $18 range just for one. On the numbers of how many you run with the new support we're getting, I'm not sure if that'll drop this card's price or not. We'll just have to wait and see. And also difficult because it is a reprint, so you're not guaranteed a set number, or if not, a full playset from a case. Still a very, hard number to grab for this. And Knight of Heavenly Decree Alt Mile. This card, sticking around this price dollar range. I guess we'll see what the price fluctuates to when we have been confirmed that we will be getting this card in set 14 for a reprint. So definitely cool there because we are getting Royal Paladin support. So if you want to get rid of them now and risk the lower price, depends. If you want to take that gamble or not, getting rid of them at this price probably will still be difficult because we're going off of that reprint ratio again. So it's the back and forth, up to you, depending on what you want to do or what you want to risk with this card. I guess we'll have to wait and see just what the ratios are for that pack. Moving on to a couple gen rares. A lot of the gen rares have actually jumped up in price just because of generic use, either that or support. Deck going good. The Purge is one of those. It dropped from this price to $37 to back up to the $55 range. The card's way too good of a card for Kagero. The deck definitely needed a stride this powerful, and it just adds so much to the Overlord deck that this price, and from what I've seen pulling with my own luck, very difficult to pull compared to the other G rare that you get in the pack. Angie, we have Bermuda support coming out in the next couple months, and I'm sure this will be generic support. Olivia did the same thing with this price increase. I think Olivia might have even been a little higher. I'm not sure if we're confirmed an Angie reprint or not in the pack, but I know that there's a card that looks like Angie in the pack, so whether or not it'll work with this card or not, we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, she was $35 range, doubled almost in price. Crazy. I know that the Bermuda packs are definitely ones that are harder to find, so I can totally understand why this card jumped up as it did. Another Star Vader gen rare. That whole pack, just if you pull the Star Vader stuff, you are, made for your money back. Deluge. I actually never pulled this card, I don't believe. I think I might have pulled, I don't remember if this was the secret gen rare I pulled or if it was the grade 3. Either way, $47 range. I don't know how many of this, if you run 1 or 2 for this unit in the deck or not. Still crazy. If you can pick up some of this booster pack to risk getting some of the higher price stuff, definitely do it. Worth the risk for the trade bait. Now, here's another insane hype gen rare. It was either bought out or, people just increased the price and people bought it for that because they know it's that good in the deck. Obturandus is that generic good Mega Colony support. Like, unlike Stun Beetle and other ones that just aren't as good as some of the new support, this card, making your opponent unable to call units to rear guard, is just, that Mega Colony restrict power that's stuck good up till this point from Genius Strategy. So $80 for this. It was difficult to grab then because we were looking at a pack with 3 different gen rares, and that value, skyrocketed because people are going to want this card for their Mega Colony decks, and they're not just going to want 1. I'm guessing at either a 2 per deck at least for good stride into abilities. And to wrap up some of the gen rares, Defeat Flare, it's basically staple for Kagero Overlord, killing the back row. This is the price range basically for the normal one. The gen rare, secret gen rare is even higher. The fact that they made a G Guardian a gen rare rarity is crazy enough as it is, but still very, very good for what it is. Have them. They were cheap at one point, jumped back up because of Overlord reprint support. So very cool there. Sunrise Radiant Gurgling actually dropped in price because I see people using this less and less, or at least not 2 copies in their Golden Paladins because of the new Gurgling stride we got, which has the power that this one does, and with additional quad drive and guard restrict. So the Gurgit from this is, slowly going down. Get rid of them, if you have extras. I see them only being used as one, and then we get more and more new Gold Paladin Spore in the future. We might even not play this at all. Moving on to some double rares, we have Protect Orb Dragon. This and Drag Saver SRAS were 2 incredibly high priced perfect guards just because of their counter charge and recycle abilities in the decks. They're both above 30 for 1, and you need at least a playset for a deck, so that's quite insane. SRAS was always high up in price, and Protect Orb jumped up after, Generation Stride stopped being an easy pack to grab, so have these perfect guards, hold on to them. I don't know if we're getting that confirmed Drag Saver SRAS reprint or not. I know we're not for Protect Orb. Maybe we'll get a counter charge perfect guard in the future for Kagro. That's a little easier to pull, but still the definite one you want to run in the deck. Seabreeze, same with the Fighters Collection 2016. Out of print means the cards that we need for staple are going up in price. It's up to the $25 range with this card as well. You need it for those, games where your opponent's trying to ride out the grade 2. So definite staple for one-ofs in each deck. Plato is another perfect guard I forgot to mention, $30 range. The Hako Force hype is real from set 13 Ultimate Stride. So this card being used in a lot of different decks as well. That counter charge power for these perfect cards, you can't really beat that with a lot of decks. And those are the ones that are going to retain value depending on how they compare to other perfect cards we have for the deck. Wrapping up, we have Denial Griffin, another Kagero hyped G-Guard. Very good with the deck. It's crazy. This card was actually at $40, but it, fluctuated and steadied basically in the $20 to $23 range. Like I said, needed for the deck. I don't know. I'm hoping we get a Revival Collection soon too, because that would definitely help with a lot of the different cards we have and need reprints for sure. Munkar, Black Spark for Angel Feather, a lot of crits that weren't confirmed reprints are going up in price. We're getting the criticals for the 3 Zoo clans in the New Awakening Zoo, so I hope that helps there. Jumped up prices because it'll be easier to get that. I think this is the second reprint for Millis for Neonectar, so her price shouldn't be too bad. But for more Stargate support, Blouse are getting support. I don't think we're getting Mars Black Luger, but you definitely need it in the Blau deck. So this card's price, complete buyout, basically. $20 range at least if you want to get one of these cards. Probably even more for a playset. And for rares, we have Battle Siren or Thea. Like I said before, Aqua Force support, that definite support that you want to run in the deck. For old packs, it's much more difficult to get these cards now. Which is why I think it's really good when they reprint cards, because it helps a lot of players that want to run these and get them easily. Tidal Assault, one of those cards. The hollow ones are $5 each from the Revival Collection. A lot of cards from the Revival Collection even are going up in price just because, that pack is slowly getting out of the mix. But we definitely need some new Revival Collection to help with a lot of these crazy prices for these cards. And the last one is for Jelly Beans, Spike Brothers, Dudleys. This card, people always joked about Jelly Beans, and its price is actually steadying around $4 to $5 for one of them. So if you have this card, I remember when it used to be 20 cents, grab them now and trade them, because they're definitely in that value and definitely can be moved for people who want to build those Spike Brother decks. But that is it for the video. I hope you all enjoyed this market price watch. Until next time, Kiraqualia out.